Hey everyone, it's Sarah from Whirl.
And I'm Kristen from Rage Against the Minivan.
And we are dishing on Downton, and this is episode 6. And it was full. It was jam-packed of stuff. It was good. I liked it. I'm feeling a little bit better.
Okay, so it starts out, Robert's going to America.
Yes.
I was kind of hoping that like the whole gang would go to America and we'd have like the America episode. But
no, kind of like, yeah, it didn't happen. But that proposes a major problem because Bates is supposed to go with him, and Bates does not want to leave Anna because they're finally starting to like mend all this stuff that's going on.
And be back together.
So Mrs. Hughes goes to Mary, basically, and it's just like, can Thomas go instead? And Mary's like, makes some quip like, I mean, no, they need to do their job, like very, very snippy. And so then Mrs. Hughes confesses to Mary that Anna was raped. And then Mary's like, oh my God. And who was it? And she didn't tell her who it was.
No. But Mary rose to the occasion. She was compassionate and understanding. Very compassionate and like wanted to do as much as she could. And so first of all, they get Thomas to go. And I loved how Mary had that little quip about Thomas. Of course Thomas is going to want to go with all those handsome stewards on the boat. That was pretty cute. I was like, oh, okay. So Thomas gets to go. He's pumped because he can look at a whole bunch of hot stewards. But then Mary and Anna, she talks to her
and is like, you probably should go see Dr. Clarkson, you know, and Anna's just shutting it down. She's just like, I don't want to talk about it. So that kind of happens, and then they kind of like cut over to Edith and Evelyn and Mr. Blake and all them talking about how they're going to get pigs for the farm.
So, I mean, this episode revolved around pigs.
There's a lot of pigs.
A lot of pig talk.
Yeah.
So Blake and Mary have been arguing about the pigs and about what to do with the house.
Right.
There is a little episode where they go to tend to the pigs.
Yes.
And one of the pigs is sick, and he dashes in, takes his coat off, dashes in.
Save the pig!
Saves the pig.
And then she's like, oh, I guess I should help too.
Yes, so she gets dirty, which I guess is shocking in that time, which is so funny to think, like, you've just never done manual labor or anything like that. But
I know.
So they get all dirty, and then they're flirting and throwing mud at each other, and it's all very cute.
Yes, which is good, and we saw that. It was like kind of towards the end of the episode, because the first part of this, they were just arguing, but you could kind of tell that there's like a tension, possibly a chemistry, like they're just, So, okay, so then after they talking about the pigs, Robert leaves, and I kind of thought when I was watching this that I was kind of hoping nothing was going to happen to Robert, because I felt like when he left, it was very affectionate with Cora. Like, and it's so sweet to see them love each other so much. But then, of course, me negative. I'm just like,
he's gonna die.
He's gonna die. Or how can she? I mean, you totally made out with that maid. Don't you remember that long ago?
I know, but
still, it's just kind of, whatever. I know.
I just think back in that day, that's probably what men did.
I guess what they did.
To say it.
But they have a very affectionate goodbye. And I feel like he kind of like goes around and like says something to each person. Like, Edith, don't worry, we'll find Gregson. And I was like, is this some way that like building up that Robert's gonna die?
He's saying goodbye to everyone because he's gonna leave because they didn't do his contract negotiations like every other.
Right. So I didn't know. I kind of thought that. But
no, I think he's not gonna die. I hope. Okay, so Violet gets really sick.
Like almost dies.
Isabel comes to her aid. Isabel like forgoes eating and sleeping and just tends to her like 24/7.
It was one of the sweetest moments of
so sweet
the whole series. I think just I love them because they are so different, yet I mean they're fast friends deep down.
Yeah, and then Isabel, has been trying to get Violet to play cards, and Violet's been all snarky, and she's like, well, I guess we could play cards.
Yeah.
But it's the doctor that has to explain to Violet, like, Isabel, like, really sacrificed herself here for you.
Yeah, and she's kind of like, and of course, always keeps up her, like, cool exterior, but I think she's kind of like, oh, wow. And then, the cards.
I think that was good for Isabel, too, to kind of recognize that she still has that kind of passion and purpose in nursing and caretaking, and I hope that maybe she'll, follow that through.
Yeah, I like Isabel. I like her too. I like just that whole storyline with the two of them. Rose and Jack Ross like go on a boat,
making out on the boat,
making out in public,
which I just don't know how historically accurate. I feel like that would have like
been a major issue.
Yes. I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, if that had happened in the U.S. during that time period, like, police would have come.
Yeah.
So,
and it's England.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
I mean, it's really sad because they clearly have a lot of affection for each other.
Oh, they totally do. What's going to happen with that? I mean, nothing good.
No.
They can't. Nothing good can happen from that.
I know.
So what else? Oh, so Edith's pregnant, obviously. She
confesses to Rosamund.
Yeah. And Rosamund's like, I'm going to help you. We're going to figure something out. I think she's going to go have a procedure, have an abortion, and Rosamund goes with her.
Which, let's talk about what abortions would be like in this time period.
Yeah.
I mean, I even feel like that little office, I don't know, I feel like it would have been more back alley than that, but...
Yeah. It's not like she's going to Planned Parenthood.
Because that had to have been, like, super illegal.
Oh, totally.
Back then.
Oh, totally. So she's sitting in the waiting room, ready to go, and then she's
sad.
like, I'm not doing this, and gets up and leaves.
Well, what a bind, because it's like, if he was around, she would want the baby.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and they don't know where he is.
Well, and then she could do that, and then he could show up, and then she'd have to explain, oh, hi, I aborted our baby.
Oh, God. I know. So I think...
Oh, what an impossible scenario.
I don't know what's going to happen with that.
And I feel like, again, this is one of the reasons that I have liked the show, because it does show historically, like, what women were up against. You know, in that time period, and like I like more of that kind of stuff for the show, the historical kind of.
It'd be interesting if she ended up having the baby, and like the baby ends up in the house, and there's all these babies that don't have one half of their parents,
which I'm sure happened all the time back then.
That's true. That's totally true. So then after that, the whole pig thing,
and then they go back to the house and eat scrambled eggs.
That was kind of cute.
Really
I kind of like Blake.
I do too. And Mary, I mean, she's really loosening up. She got money, and she's eating in the servants' quarters. I'm sure she's never done that before. So that is interesting. What's going to happen with them? And then Gillingham shows up, telling her how much he misses her. Love triangle.
And then apparently Gillingham and Blake know each other from the past, like fought in the war together or something. So that is obviously the new love triangle.
But I can't decide like who I'd rather see her with. Because
I know.
I feel like Lord Gillingham is, similar to the vein of her family and the aristocracy, but Blake, I feel like would bring out more of her compassion and the things that she really liked about herself with Matthew. I feel like Blake could bring out more. Yeah. I mean, Lord Gillingham's just going to be another snob.
Right. And I think that Blake challenges her way of thinking. Like you said, it's just, a whole different lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I feel like they have good chemistry. Like I feel it when I watch it between them. Even through their arguing, it's there. It's electric between them. Gillingham's really cute.
He's really cute.
I don't know if I feel that electricity. I know she showed that. Like, she was so sad when she found out that he was getting engaged. She, had a little tear roll in her face. But when they were together, I didn't feel like it was very electric.
I feel like Blake would be a better intellectual match for her, and she actually needs that, but can't admit that she needs that.
Yes, exactly. So we'll see what happens with that. They're gonna I don't know, love triangle.
This is gonna be interesting.
And so now that Gillingham's back, Green is back with him, so
he shows up as well, which is so frustrating that she.
Oh God.
He's just like walking around in public, rape or beat her.
And Mrs. Hughes totally throws down on his arse.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That was amazing. I was like,
wow. I mean, God, Miss Hughes, I love her.
I know.
But he's just, he just stood there, snide as could be, like, could not care. Just whatever. And but she railed him.
Yeah.
They need to get rid I don't ever want to see him again.
I don't either. Come on, Bates.
Yeah. Seriously.
Let's do this.
And then, I think that was it. Oh, Alfred.
Oh, yes. So Alfred comes back for a visit because someone died.
His uncle or something, yeah.
And they're trying to keep him out of the house because they don't want any more drama.
Between Daisy and Ivy.
Which is so funny. And so there's a really sweet moment where Daisy just kind of acknowledges, you never loved me back, but I loved you and I'll always love you. And
I know.
She made that little basket for him. I know. So sad.
So that ended up being good. I think everybody's like, oh wow,
I don't know why he never had feelings back for her.
I guess he just, I know.
Seems like she'd be a super sweet wife for him.
I think so, totally. They seem very similar, but I guess it's just not in the cards.
I know.
Not in the cards. Okay, so that's it, right?
Yes. Yeah. This was a better episode.
It was better. It was moving along.
Yes.
Moving along.
Yes.
Little glimpses of happiness amongst the sad depression. So what do you guys think?